You're watching the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Salah to settle it!
Good morning and welcome back to the Kop TV. Yep.
Good morning, lads.
Good morning to you all. Episode 66 of Hot Kopics, the podcast here on the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. You got AGT today, you got Mario, and special guest, second time on the Kop TV, Kieo, inside.
Boss Kieo.
What's happening?
One of the main men in the city, you know. Thanks for coming on, bro.
Pleasure to be here again.
Absolutely. Listen, we have got so much to talk about. Loads of hot topics to dive into today. Unlike Marcus Rashford, we'll actually try and make these dives work for us and give you a lot of insight into what is going on in the world of Liverpool Football Club right now in what is a massive week for the Reds. Mission impossible. Is it? We spoke to Raul last night to get his thoughts on the game tomorrow night.
What is the score going to be? Now, if you had to say a score, Raul, be honest, be truthful. Tell me what you really believe the score will be on Wednesday night at the Estadio Santiago Bernabéu.
I will say
Martin.
we don't have easy game, never. We are Real Madrid, so I will say 3-1. You score first.
3-1. We score first at the Bernabéu. Obviously, that result doesn't work for us at all. But what can you see happening tomorrow, Kieo? Because in my head, I can't work out what's going to happen. It's typical Liverpool to probably go out to Real Madrid, but then would it be typical Liverpool to actually beat them 4-0 as well?
Yeah, especially based on the fact that we just come off an awful performance. It would be typical Liverpool. But it's going to be a big job, innit? Like, we've been here before in the Champions League with big deficits to turn around, but usually we're at Anfield, aren't we? So it's a bit different going to the Bernabéu and one of the best teams in world football, if not the best team in world football, and trying to turn that round. So, I mean, what I see happening isn't what I feel happening. Right. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think I get that.
Because I can feel something like in the sense of it's been a poor season and it'd just be typical Liverpool to go all the way to Istanbul and win it. So, wouldn't it? You know what I mean?
Absolutely, mate.
But also, 5-2 down in the European Cup. At the minute, we can't put a decent performance together, really, apart from that half against Man United and a couple of other bits here and there. So it's a big ask, but yeah. I'm not going into tomorrow thinking, oh, you know, we're already out. I'm going to go into tomorrow thinking, let's watch what happens here. This is going to be crazy.
Yeah, could be one of the best nights in our lives. I mean, it is only to get into the quarterfinal, at least against Barca. It was to get into the final, wasn't it?
The Barca was the semi-final.
Yeah, so this is round of 16. It's not got the same kind of prize at the end of it, if you will. But if we get into the quarters and we do go through against Real Madrid, I'd have us firm favourites to win it if we can go through.
If we beat Real Madrid tomorrow night and go through, we've won the European Cup. Yeah, definitely. Like, we're going.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like, we're going all the way to Istanbul if we win that tomorrow. Yeah. Whether we won it or not, I'm not saying we've won it, but we're going to the final.
Yeah.
100%, yeah.
Well, he did say book your hotels. Listen, let's not get carried away there. Let's not get too carried away. Let us know what you're feeling as well for this game in the comments. But Mario, I know you're always positive. I know you're always hopeful that Liverpool can do the unthinkable. But we asked Raul last night. He said it was 70-30 to Madrid, which I actually thought was quite generous. I mean, he's given us a 30% chance of going through. What do you see it as? What's the numbers in your head?
Alex, you know, this is one of the games that, you know, we can... Of course, we conceded 5 goals the first game, and we remember like the 20 best minutes probably in Anfield, the first 20 minutes. Then you remember what's happened. We watched the game together. But this is one of those games that, seriously, man, it's not just just a slogan. Everything can happen. Seriously, everything can happen tomorrow, because this season with Liverpool, same like you said, is we are so unpredictable. Yeah. So every game, it's a surprise. What's gonna happen today? What's gonna happen against Man United? We score 7 goals. Against Bournemouth, bottom of the league, we lost, probably because we was thinking about Wednesday. I don't think it's like this, but you know, everything can happen, and why not? We can try. It's one of those games that's nothing to lose. You know, we go there, we play for our for the bench, for the supporters. Nothing to lose. We will try. Why not? Why not? Of course, it's a mission impossible because, scoring 4, 5, 6 goals, we can do it. But the problem is how many we will concede. This is the main problem because I'm 100% sure that we are capable to score 5, even 6 goals. We can do it, mate. We can do it. We are crazy. How many we will concede? This is the problem. So...
5 clean sheets in the last, 6 Prem games, though. So, although I definitely understand, especially against Real Madrid, we just conceded 5 to them. So, in my head, we don't concede or have a clean sheet against them. But Raul said as well last night, Kieo, that if Liverpool, he said, don't forget, Liverpool scored 2 against us in 20 minutes. Yeah. When was the last time we did that against Real Madrid? Maybe 15 years ago. So, he's saying if that happens again, 2 in 20, and we're going, we only need 1 to go to penalties here. It is doable.
No, of course, it's definitely doable.
Like it is.
We blew them away in the first 20 minutes. And I was thinking, we look great. The problem, or what we did wrong, was we tried to go for 3. We tried to go for 4. We didn't look at ourselves. Now we've been playing over the past few months and think, you know what, we're in a really good position here. Let's shut up shop. Let's see this game. Let's get to the half. We didn't manage the game like that at all. We were a bit stupid in passes. We were a bit lazy. We tried to go for things that weren't on, and they punished us because that's what they do. But if we scored early, I guarantee either way, and that Bernabeu will be nervy.
That's what we need. Score straight away.
If we score early, that Bernabeu will be very nervy.
I almost think we have to score in the first 10 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah. We almost have to.
It'd be massive if we do. But you just got to keep going. Like I say, it could be 3 goals in the last 10 minutes. You know what Liverpool are like. So
we'll take it.
Exactly.
We're still not going there thinking it's already done and we're out. We never say never, says Trent. He's the one that took the famous corner quickly. He's the one that got us basically into that final with some quick thinking. I mean, what minute does it have to go past for you to be like, right, this is just not happening now? Because we're going to be in Jurgen's tomorrow watching it. Keo's welcome to join us there. So if you are in Liverpool, make sure you do come down to Jurgen's tomorrow to watch it with us. But I think for me, if it gets to 60 and it's 0-0, it can happen still in half an hour, but then you become a little bit more.
It'll be a lot more nervy, but at 60 minutes, if it's still 0-0, I'll still be thinking, I'll still be waiting for it to happen. I will, I've got a feeling, but I don't see it happening, but I can feel it, if you know what I mean. I don't know how to explain that to you, lad, but I do. I can feel something happening.
Listen, can you feel it? Let us know at home. Can Liverpool do this? Maxwell in the comments is saying we aren't beating Madrid by 4, maybe 2. And when I said to you just before we went on air, it would be a typical Liverpool thing to win that 2-0 and not get the 3rd goal, but be that close to doing it, maybe hit the bar in the last minute. That would be typical Liverpool.
Especially this season, yeah, but typical Liverpool in the European Cup, without getting all poetic, we do have a love affair with the competition, don't we?
We do, mate. We do. And stranger things have happened, as we know. Captain Sal 7.0 with the 7-up picture. Anything is possible tomorrow, but a long shot if we go through. Don't be deluded, lads, says Sumant. We ain't going through. We're terrible at the minute.
You know how many comments like this, don't be deluded, before the Barcelona game, before the return, how many, So...
We had a comment last night on the stream saying someone was watching Tom Cruise films because Mission Impossible 6 or whatever it is now it's on Wednesday night. He says, Sultan says, Mission Impossible, I just want to win it, but I can't see it happening. We've even got a Chelsea fan rolling with us this morning. Not too sure how I feel about that, but big up to you, Blue Patriot. Morning, lads. Up the Reds into these Madridians, saying Blair Mac B. Big up to you, my friend. Keep them coming in. We need a 4-2-3-1 formation, saying Liverpool fan. I mean, is there any part of you, Kieo and Mario, that thinks, forget the 4-3-3 for this. Let's have almost Jota, Salah wingers with Núñez and Gakpo up front with just 2 sitting midfielders?
I'd probably be more inclined to go towards that if we're at 60 minutes and it hasn't worked.
At 60, right, yeah.
The way we looked against Man United, where Gakpo dropped into I'll call it the Firmino role, that deeper role, and the wingers were firing. We looked dangerous, and that's why we scored 7 goals. Because obviously, it's not every week. Liverpool have always created loads of chances in games, and sometimes I've come out of the ground and said that should have been 7, that should have been 8, that, and it just happened against Man United, and we absolutely punished them. So. That's the best I've seen us look for a long time. So I'd be more inclined to go with that setup and like I say, try and punish them and try and blitz them 3 or 4 goals early on. But I'm in dreamland there, but you know what I'm trying to say.
You know, Alex, I spoke 2 days ago with Bruce Grobeler. He was
In Amalia.
So we had like half an hour, 40-minute chat. Lovely fella, you know him, definitely. So we spoke about this game, and he told me what he thinks about the formation. He say, if I'm Jurgen Klopp, of course, I'm going to put like 3 central defenders. Matip, Konate, Van Dijk and Konate. And Konate is going to be a kind of just take care of Vinicius. Then the 2 Arnold and Robbo, that in the defensive point of view, we're going to defend in 5. But when he attacking, they're going to be like, you know, like a wingers. So then 3 midfielders and 2 strikers. I mean, so in that way, because he say Trent this season, you know,
2
it's
assists
good.
all season for Trent.
But in the defensive point of view, it's not so good because Vinicius is a beast. Let's say this. Vinicius is unbelievable. So we need someone like Konate to stop him. And he said, I'm going to play like this for me, like 3 central defenders, which is not a bad idea if you think.
I like the idea of it.
Yeah.
Whether it works or not, I think it seems like quite old school that in terms of that formation.
Yeah, exactly. Very old school. But we need to defend as well. If he concede goal, he's done.
I understand the logic behind it as well. If you just say to Konate, stay on him, don't let him move, and then that allows Matip and Van Dijk to take care of more slower players like Benzema, who didn't play in the last game, by the way.
No.
They played Rodrigo and Binny up front together in like a 4-4-2. So they could also go to a 4-4-2. They've got that as well. So I think it's just about, you know, sensing what they're going to do. But if you go with 3 centre-backs, that does allow you, if you're chasing the game later on, to bring one of them off and put another striker on. So how do we play this one? Let us know in the comments. Big up to you for that one that's kicked us off on a tangent there. Big up to Jungle is massive. Saw AGT flying down Shield Road, giving Mario a takey.
What's me takey, lads?
It's like a backie, innit? When you're on the back of a bike or a scooter or whatever. This is false, by the way. This isn't true. This is true, though. Saw AGT flying down Duke Street on a Void the other day. Big up the Kop TV every time.
What were you on the back?
No. Mr. Jam. Is that the Mr. Jam? That would be good. It's Madrid, guys. If we score 1, they will score 2. Clutch AF. It is the kind of team that, you know, I know I keep referring to last night's stream with Mario, but I was saying if we score 10, they'd score 11. If we shoot them in the back, they shoot us, and then they're standing over us to kill us. They're going to look at us like, you should have killed me, because now I'm here to kill you. That's what they do. They just find a way. 120 minutes across 2 legs, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, they find a way. Stop chatting pony about us winning. What you smoking? Says Mozzo. Wouldn't you like to know, my friend? Didn't know Benny Blanco was a red. Saying Jungle is massive. Is that about you? No, it's about you, Benny Blanco. You look a bit like Benny Blanco.
lads.
Where's Benny Blanco?
Pull a picture up. It's me.
Oh, no, it's you. I thought you were chatting about Benny Blanco.
Yeah, you laugh at this one. Search Little Dicky.
I love Lil Dicky, bro.
Search Little Dicky. He's our kid. Look at him.
I love Lil Dicky. He's one of my
Looks
favourite
like
rappers.
you could. If I said to you he was my brother, you wouldn't say no, would you? He's a belting him.
He's
Look
a
at him.
sick rapper, man.
Yeah, definitely. It's very similar.
I've had that one a few times as well.
Do you remember his tune "Professional Rapper" with Snoop Dogg?
Yeah, I do actually.
That's a
Yeah,
sick song.
yeah.
That's what got me into Lil Dicky.
When someone showed me that, I was absolutely creased.
I was actually thinking, type in Benny Blanco from the Bronx. I was thinking you were chatting about this fella who looks a bit more like Mario. You know, have you seen Carlito's Way?
Yeah,
Remember Carlito's Way? You remember me, Benny Blanco from the Bronx, man?
No mustache, mate.
Have you seen this?
You do look a bit like him.
A little bit, you know.
You do look a little bit like him.
And De Zerbi,
you're
please.
De Zerbi.
And
You are De Zerbi.
Roberto De
I'd like
Zerbi.
to see it in that jacket anyway.
Yeah, that would be a sick jacket. Have you not seen this film, Mario?
No, lads.
Carlito's Way.
Carlito's
You know
Way,
the
of course.
t-shirt we
Yeah,
did,
yeah, of course.
Luchito's Way.
Miss Luchito's Way, yeah.
This is the film it's based on, bro.
course.
All my ideas for t-shirts are just based on Mafia films. I've got Klopp Father, Cop Fellas, all of that, man. I love Mafia films. They're my favourite.
Because you are mafia inside you, you know. No, I'm joking.
Well, I don't know. Maybe. No, 4-3-3. Ancelotti's getting tired of it, of beating it over and over. The thing is, they could obviously use Kroos and Modric, Camavinga, Tchouameni. So they've got options as well. Which brings me on to my next point. Injuries, right? Will we see Thiago? Will we see Luis Diaz, who we just mentioned, back in this squad? Will they play? Will they get minutes? How many minutes do they get? It leads me on to this point here that I wanted to read out to you, which is just unbelievable. So it's the most Premier League games this season missed through injury, right? The top 4, I'll go from 4th. Nottingham Forest, 120 games. That's because they've got about 90 players though. So 2 injuries each and you know what I mean? They're finished. Newcastle, 122 games. Obviously, Callum Wilson's injured a lot. Who else has been out for them? Trippier was out for a bit.
Trippier, yeah.
In my head, though, I can't really think of too many. Suspension, definitely. Chelsea, 124 games, but 38 games more than anyone else. Liverpool, 162 games. We have missed this season.
Yeah.
Only this season.
Only this season through injury. That is so many more than anyone else.
It shows the injury problem has actually been a problem. Although we've been crap at times, and I've said it myself. Don't be moaning about injuries when you're playing shit like that. You know what I mean? But it does show it must be a contributing factor. It's a lot of games to miss, but it is what it is. So it happens to other teams as well. And you know, teams have won titles with big injuries, and teams have won cups with big injuries. So have we. So it's not an excuse in that sense, but it's definitely a contributing factor, isn't it?
That's so many. I mean, Luis Diaz has been out since October. 164.
Jota.
Sorry, 2. Obviously, Jota,
twice.
Luis Diaz, Thiago about 3 times. Hendo's been out for a while. On Thiago, we saw a little video of him in the gym yesterday with his top off, looking trimmed, looking like he's ready to play. But we saw that he joined team training at the end of last week. They'll definitely both be fit for the City game, but we need them now, do we? I mean, these are our two of our best players, Luis Diaz, Thiago. Will they play for you tomorrow?
I think Luis Diaz probably will play 10-15 minutes tomorrow.
Only?
It depends how he feels, how his form, his condition. Bro, the last game of Luis Diaz, the last official game was October against Arsenal. We're talking about 5 months. So in 5 months, I don't think he can come in on the pitch and make the difference, make miracles, because he needs time. He needs,
I don't think we'll see Diaz.
Probably 10 minutes, probably enough. Depends of the game. So,
But if there's a 60% fit Thiago, I think he plays.
60.
I mean, he's never probably 100, is he?
No.
But
yeah, no, yeah.
Would you take a 60% fit Thiago?
I don't think there's any room for playing players that aren't up to that level, because Madrid will just punish you.
Because he played in the final and there was a little doubt, like an hour before kickoff, wasn't there, that he wouldn't play, but he had a good game. I mean, we lost, but
I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'd take risks on players. Plus, also the fact is we're still in a race for top 4 as well. So even if tomorrow doesn't go our way, we don't want to be causing damage to players, rushing them back too soon when there's still how many games are left now?
12,
13 games, something like this. Yeah,
it's getting smaller. It's getting into single figures.
At one point it was 18 games left. There's loads of time, and now it's like the run-ins in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm thinking shit. There's only about 9 games left.
Imagine how Everton are feeling.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. No, listen. Let us know in the comments how long do we see Luis Diaz for? How long do we see Thiago, if at all? Maxwell here saying the scenes when Melo starts. He's another name that's been injured for ages and ages and ages. He's only played 13 minutes back in October against Napoli. You saw him recently, innit?
Yes, I want to say this. I met Melo before the Man United game in front of the main stand with his beard and stuff like this. 100 supporters around him. No one cares about Melo. No one asks a picture to him. No one say, look, this is Arthur Melo.
They're asking you though, aren't they?
No, nobody cares about him. It's, it was strange because he's, he played for Juventus, for Barcelona. He's a Liverpool player now. But, it's very, very strange fact that nobody cares about Arthur Melo. The Liverpool supporters, when you see, a player, you go mad, I go mad as well, I'm the face that go. But I didn't care about Arthur Melo. It's just Arthur Melo, yeah. Say hello to him, see you later, Stuff like this, it's strange fact that, we don't even consider him a Liverpool player because he played just 30 minutes against Napoli.
Yeah.
Against Napoli, so he's
1-3.
I feel a bit sorry for him,
No, I do as well, because he's clearly a decent player. I'm not saying he's a world beater, but you don't go to Barca and Juve and play and not be bad. The only thing is, for me, if you actually look at his Wikipedia, which I'll get up now, he's only played, in terms of league games in his whole career.
That's what I was about to say.
Not that many.
You also don't go to Barca and not play and get sold.
Yeah,
Either go to
that's
Juve
true.
and not play and get sold.
Mate, this is.
If you're any good, and that was what I thought when we signed him. It was a panic buy, and I was thinking, why are they so happy to get rid of him on a loan on the last day? Because something stinks. Didn't like it. It was
a proper panic signing, wasn't it? And obviously at the time Thiago was injured. We were maybe looking at a playmaker to replace him temporarily. But looking at his stats, I mean, Arta Enrique Ramos de Oliveira Melo. Some name that, by the way.
He played in that match semi-final against Barca.
He did.
Yeah, he played the whole 90 minutes.
Yeah. Age 26, and he's never played more than 50 league games for a team. Age 26.
That stinks, doesn't it?
It does stink.
Shows every manager who's ever had him doesn't rate him, whether it's in training or on the pitch. No team wants to keep him. Everyone's happy to see him out the door pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean,
you know
his
what I mean?
stats.
It's not the sign of a player that's like indispensable to a squad, is it?
Doesn't look great. I mean, 22 games in, 5 years for Brazil. It just hasn't really worked. I mean, the CV is great. You go from, and it reads as it should do, right? You start off in Grêmio, which is where Lucas Leiva started.
Lucas Leiva, yes.
Brazil. You get that massive move at a young age to Barcelona. You're thinking, wow, this is the start of something special.
Exactly.
Doesn't really work out there. Go to Juventus, doesn't really work out there either. And he is still on loan from Juventus. But do you know what? For his sake, I hope, give us a couple of good games before you go, because he definitely will be going. But give us maybe 5 nice appearances for Liverpool, and then maybe get yourself a move.
You got more chance of seeing him in that Legends game on Saturday. Then.
Oh, God.
He played 22 games for Brazil.
Yeah.
And 1 goal.
Yeah.
He doesn't like the back of the net.
This is shocking. This is shocking.
Doesn't like the net, no.
This is shocking stat.
Yeah. Well, how many caps have you got for Brazil?
Me?
Yeah.
11.
How many goals you scored?
No, I mean...
one less than him.
Doesn't actually sound that bad when you say that.
I mean, he's a decent player. He's not bad, but, it's like... People treat him like a
26, though. Should be playing more 26. Than that.
Should be absolutely bossing it.
Should be. This should be, you're coming into the prime, really, but bless him.
But
man.
This is, Alex, this is the appearances just in the league. They don't count the Champions League and stuff like that. So 48 in 2 years with Barcelona means 24 for season, which is not too bad.
It's 2/3 of the season, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you've missed
24 and 24, for example,
Jamie reckons that Melo is in the safari park of Jose Enrique. We should have got Mario on loan instead, says Sean.
Enrique,
I was a good player 10 years ago.
Melo was such a waste of money. Diaz keeps getting pushed back. Safety or just being misled? That's a good question. I mean, he did have 2 massive different knee injuries within... It was the Arsenal injury, and then he did it again in Dubai, didn't he?
In Dubai, yes.
And it was an MCL and then an ACL maybe on the knee.
The same knee, but
two different
injuries.
2 different sides, man. Like 2 injuries separate to each other.
So unlucky.
He looks like he's bulked up a bit, though. It looks like he's been in the gym. To be fair, it looks like he should be on Carlito's way. You know, the chubbier one on Carlito's way at the start. He's getting to look. I think that's why I had the idea for the t-shirt.
He was skinny when he arrived.
Almost too skinny though.
Yeah, it was. He looked like he needed to put a bit of beef on. He need a bowl of scouse.
Diaz is our best forward. I can't wait to see him back, says Rosie. I have thrown in the towel. Let's go to Madrid and not disgrace ourselves. What was that, Maro?
Did you remember when I told you after the first game of Luis Diaz for Liverpool against Leicester last season when we won 2-0?
Yeah.
And he was like the best player on the pitch. Did you remember after the game what I told you about Diaz? Great player, massive player, but he needs to put some weight. You remember that?
Oh, yeah, I do actually.
You don't.
No, I do.
So
his first game was actually against Cardiff though, wasn't it?
Exactly.
In the cup.
Yeah, exactly. That was his debut. But he's like whole 90 minutes against Leicester.
Yeah.
So after that game, I told you that he needs to.
Thiago and Diaz not match fit, saying, Bear, you can't throw players into a game of, not fit for, players into a game of this magnitude. What about the Palhinha interest? We will definitely speak about that and Jude Bellingham. But at the minute, we're still on Luis Diaz, who is apparently on applied nutrition bulk, saying Jamie as well. This is also applied nutrition. Go and get your body fuel now. One of the best drinks on the market right now. Do leave a like. We don't do this just for shits and giggles. We do like to get likes, which helps us get boosted up the algorithm, which helps us get more views, which helps us get more guests on. So make sure you do press that like, people. There's over 135 of you in the chat right now. I believe we can still do it against Real Madrid. Let's go Liverpool. Let's have a minute on Kieo. I wanted to talk about your new song, bro, which I'm a big fan of. I have only just heard it, but in the first 7 seconds, I loved it. And the pictures, the kind of steering of where your career's going now in terms of you want to, is it true to say, or is it, you can tell me, but obviously everyone knows you from being that guy on stage, singing the Liverpool songs, writing the Liverpool book, working with the club, being a model as well, face of L1, LFC retail. But with this song now, are you trying to maybe steer away from that a little bit and release the EP and see how that goes? Can we also just get a little clip of that before he answers as well? This is, what are we calling this
Happy
one?
to Lose My Mind is the name of the song.
Love it.
Sneak preview.
Love it. Thanks for the sneak preview, man.
So yeah, I wouldn't say away from it. I absolutely love what I do with the Liverpool stuff. I'm a massive Liverpool fan. I love following my team. I love going to meet Liverpool fans all around the world. And so I wouldn't say away from it, but my biggest passion is music, and I want to be an artist. I want to release music. I want to be known for releasing music. I want people to hear the songs that I've written. So I see it as an opportunity, a platform. If people know who I am, or people know me face in any way, shape or form, then to direct them towards the art that I create. And you mentioned there about the pictures and how it looks. It's a big thing. It's a big thing for me in terms of how you know, how I release music. I'll start again. It's been a bit of a tough time in the sense of releasing tunes, because last year I had this song recorded last year, and for one reason or another I didn't get the opportunity to release it last year. There's no label involved. There's no management. There's no PR. I look after all that myself. So it's tough, but it's if you believe in something, you want to do something, you go for it, and that's why this year I'll be releasing as much music as possible, starting with this track. In fact, you can actually pre-order it today, so you got an exclusive here, lad.
There you go.
You can search it
Love
now.
that.
iTunes Store, Happy to Lose My Mind, Kieo, Kieo. So there's the plug. But yeah, thank you very much for plugging it. And when it comes out on the 24th of March, I'll see what your thoughts are when you're ready.
Oh, bro, I want to hear it before then. I'm going on holiday next week. I want to be playing out on the beach, doing little videos for you in Tenerife with the tune on, 100%.
Get it on behind the bar.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Does Kieo have a music channel? Saying Jake in the comments.
Yeah, well, like I say, this is the second release. So in terms of my socials and stuff like that, it's Kieo Music, Kieo. It's only the second time I've released music. So in terms of YouTube and stuff like that, there's minimal content on there, but we're starting to push that. It's a big thing for me, yeah, because I know how important that is. But you can search Kieo Music on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and you'll find it. And yeah, give us a follow and pre-order the track.
Listen, you have to pre-order this track. Be up to Jamie. Top tunes, top Barnet, local talent is the way forward, he says there, and I definitely agree with him. The artwork's beautiful as well. It's very kind of a bit moody, late night Liverpool. With the tunes to match it as well. I think it's aesthetically it's spot on as well. The album cover's wicked.
You got a massive connection with Liverpool, mate. Look at the players, stuff like this.
Wow. Yeah, that was the other week. That was
brilliant.
Obviously we've been on before, plugging the book.
Yeah.
And for World Book Day, the club and Kedantia, who were a partner in the club, got in contact and wanted to do something around World Book Day. That was a little competition for World Book Day at one of the kids. It's good, that, isn't it?
Alison Becker.
Look at his face.
You should put, you know.
It's brilliant. But yeah, so we've done something with a local community group called the Greenhouse Project. Some kids from schools who were Liverpool fans. We took them to Anfield. Done like a little workshop with them, with rhyming songs, and make their own songs up and stuff like that. And we surprised them with the players, so the players come out and the faces are great. Like.
Of course.
What was it like with the players there as well?
They were sound, you know. They were sound. They were running a little bit late, and the kids were only there up until a certain point, so it was a bit nervy whether they were gonna actually make it on time. But they made the effort to get there. They were great. It's funny to see me with Bobby and Kieo, lad. And I was like, yes, I'm having that. Like, I'm taking that one. Kieo, lad. Before he even knew he was going as well, so I didn't even get a chance. In my head there, he was signing a new deal at that point. Do you know what I mean? So, but he was great, and Adrian was a laugh. and Costas was great as well, and they were great with the kids, and I'm made up they done it because, like I say, it's one thing for me being a Liverpool fan, working with Liverpool players, that's great, but there's the kids, it was the seeing the faces on them and the opportunity to meet the heroes, it was special.
Fortunately, Arthur Melo wasn't there, so it's a good news, for
They'd be going, who's that?
Who's that?
Never seen him before.
That's brilliant, mate, seriously. Brilliant.
Yeah, 100%, man.
I love kids. I have my daughter, so I understand what you mean when you're talking about kids and you make a book for the kids. So this is brilliant.
It's important, and we're known for that atmosphere, aren't we? And there's a reason why. It's because it was always passed down in some way, and now it's different in terms of kids going the game, and it's hard for kids to get in the stadium and get 2 tickets together and get young people in with the credit systems and all things that go on. So
for sure it is.
It's important to keep that tradition going, singing songs from an early age. I mean, I knew Liverpool songs in early. I remember a little CD or an LP actually. My nan's LP, the Kop Choir.
Oh, I've got that one.
Yeah.
My nan gave that to me as well. It's got like
Everyone else
from the
have that?
60s or something, right?
Yeah, it's an old one. Like,
Yeah, I've got it, bro.
And then there was another one in like I think it was late 80s, early 90s. We had a few more. It was like a CD version, but that wasn't as good as that. I remember the front cover as well, the Kop Choir.
Yeah, and it had them on the
scarf.
top like
Yeah,
man. My mum gave me that. Also, one of the best Liverpool songs out there, Pete Wiley, "Heart as Big as Liverpool."
Yeah. What a song that is.
That was one of the first songs I had on a CD. I remember being amazed at how long it was. It was like a 7-minute tune.
Yeah, it's a big track.
I was like,
it's powerful, isn't it?
wow, this song's 7 minutes. And my dad used to work in the music industry and he used to be a footballer as well. But when he used to work in the music, that song came on, he said, "Oh, I'll buy that because I've worked with Pete before and he signed it for us and everything," like Pete Wiley from the Mighty War. Yeah. So I just love all these Liverpool songs. Like, I just love music in Liverpool for me, without sounding like Ricky Gervais.
Because Liverpool City, what is it?
Yeah. So,
football and music.
Supported a little known Scottish outfit called Texas.
yes, true. Yeah, honestly, the music that comes out of this city is unreal. Heart as Big as the City is my childhood. Still played around Anfield. Still, I'm sure you've probably sung it a few times as well.
Yeah, I've covered that in the past. A couple of times. It's a big one to sing though. There's some vocal on that track. It's a big track. Like.
My hometown.
You've done Boss Night a couple of times in the past.
Really?
Yeah.
That's wicked, man. I'd definitely love to come to the next one that you do as well. We just got to try and stay in Europe and then try and get some Boss Nights.
If Everton go down, I'll be a chief pallbearer bringing a blue coffin out at the Olympia. You can mark my words. Like, if they go down, I will bring that coffin out on stage. Like, pass it down the crowd.
with that music on, and the lads are like lifting up the oh man. Right, let's get back into the Liverpool chat. Jude Bellingham. Now, I'm almost sick to the teeth of talking about this fella. I love him, obviously.
The more we talk about him, the worse we play.
Yeah, I mean, we're all saying, there was how many people tweeting him last week going, "Oh, have you watched that 7-0, lad? Do you want to get a bit of that?" And then we lose. Yeah, he must have had to turn his bloody notifications off or mute the word Liverpool on his timeline. But we're hearing that according to AS_football, which is a very reputable publication in Spain, we're hearing that there's been talks between Jude's dad and the club, which doesn't mean to say he hasn't also been speaking to Liverpool. It's more about seeing what's out there. It's March time now, so come the end of May, probably going to have a decision to make. I mean, is there another side of it that's disrespectful to Dortmund for even we're talking about him as if he's not their player at the minute? I don't know, maybe that's another question. But £123 million is around about 140 million euros. They're saying that Madrid have prepared or will have that ready to offer him or Dortmund in the summer. Now, if it is £123 million, two questions for you both. I kind of know the answer to them both already, but I'll ask you anyway. Can we match that? Can we go further than that if it gets into a bidding war? And in your heads, where does he want to go if those are the two main options?
I'll answer them in reverse order.
Yes, that would be
where
good.
he wants to go. Now, I was saying then he must be getting sick of it. He must know how much Liverpool want him. Not just mean the club. No
secret.
I mean the fans. Yeah, it's no secret. So he knows if he makes that move to Liverpool, he's an instant hit. The fans are going to love him straight away, and he's got an opportunity to be at a club. But he talks about in these interviews the connection with a city and all these things. So that's there. However, Liverpool finished 5th or 6th. And all of a sudden, there's a wholesale changes planned in the summer when they sit down with Jude and they say, well, who's leaving, who's going? And there's a big long list going out and there's a big long list coming in. It's like, team who's 5th or 6th in the league completely changing the side. All right, then we're saying they build it around me, this and this. And then you're Real Madrid. And they're saying, well, we're the best team in Europe. We've got unlimited wages for you. We've got unlimited transfer fee. We look after you, and you're playing, and you get to play with the best players. So it's not a tough sell to go to Real Madrid, and it's not an easy sell to get into Liverpool if we finish outside the top 4. Yeah. But there is something when he speaks. There is something there, isn't he? Like there's no smoke without fire. We can all see there's like something, the way he's speaking about connections with cities and the way things are celebrated with some clubs and stuff like that, basically ruling out the likes of City or PSG and these things. So I think it is probably a 2-horse race between Madrid and Liverpool. However, it is our fella meeting people. He's his agent, isn't he? So if you expect some sort of mad loyalty where he's just going to say, I'm just speaking to Liverpool, then you're off your head, aren't you? He's going to speak to every club who's got that sort of money and got that sort of wages.
And I feel like his dad could be the kind of dad that's like, we're not just going to there because you're getting the biggest dough, because he's more invested in his career. He's not just some agent that's messaged him on Instagram saying, let me be your agent. It's his dad who's seen him literally play before anyone. So he could say, listen, go to Liverpool, sign a 4-year deal. You're still, how old is he, 19?
He's 19. 2003.
Okay.
So
he's definitely got the potential to go to Liverpool and then somewhere else.
That's what I was going to say. Like,
exactly.
You don't have to go to Real Madrid now, because as
at the same time, though, some players never get the opportunity to play for Real Madrid ever again.
Yeah.
And I'm playing devil's advocate here because I want him at Liverpool. But you talk about his career and stuff like that. Playing at the highest level for Real Madrid at 19 and delivering is well beaten, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
But on the other hand, I'm trying to think from obviously a red hat on, but could his dad say, listen, go and sign a 4-year deal at Liverpool, and at 23, we'll have a clause in the contract that allows you or gives Madrid first choice to go and buy you? Because there's no shame in working your way up to it. I mean, in all fairness, he's played at Birmingham and Borussia Dortmund, which is a massive club, as we know. But I think Liverpool's the step up from Dortmund, and then the natural maybe step up from that is Madrid. I don't think there's any shame in going there when you're 24, 25.
No, but from where we're sat, we don't want Liverpool to be there and Real Madrid to be there. The reason we're signing Bellingham is because we want
to be next
2 years ago, Liverpool were the most attractive outfit on the planet, weren't they, in terms of how they play and the manager they had and stuff like that. So that's what we want. And it's just if we finish outside that top 4, because if we don't finish in the top 4, the way we spend in the summer is going to be different. And that's a fact.
I agree.
And there's a lot of players going to leave and there's a lot of players coming in. And I think you'll see potentially looking at free transfers in the market and stuff like that. People talk about needing 5, 6, 7 players. Yeah, we do. But we're not going to be signing 5, 6, 700 million pound footballers. It's just not happening. So there's going to be signings, and I do think there's a reason we haven't spent big in the summer, and the reason we haven't spent big in January, because they probably have got that 123 million quid ready. If they'll go to Liverpool, they'll pay it. I do think that it's just whether we finish in the top 4, and all of a sudden his dad and his agents and everybody says they're offering you more money, Champions League football and the biggest club in the world. Why would you go to a team that's just finished 5th or 6th and just get rid of 6, 7 players? That's if we finish 5th or 6th. I don't think we're going to, but
if we do,
it's important.
Could his dad not also say to him, don't worry about where they finish this season. Have a season where you adapt to the Premier League. Not that I think he needs time to, but do you know what I'm trying to say? He can almost say, like,
it's a better club for him in terms of a personal relationship, and the manager's going to look after him. The manager's perfect for him. The fans are going to love him straight away. It's a nice fit for a 19-year-old. It really is. It's perfect. But he's Champions League level. He delivers in the Champions League every single season.
So it's not like we can say, wait a year, then you get your champion. He's already captain in winning games with Dortmund in there now.
Exactly.
I mean, he might have actually played
massive,
his last game
top
in the
4's
Champions
massive.
League. It's bigger and bigger every game we play.
And we get further away from it every game we play.
We've only got 8 games left. No, I'm joking. We've got a few more than that. But look at this comment from Rosie. Why would Madrid want him? They already have their future set with Valverde, Camavinga and Tchouameni. I mean, yeah, they do. But
they don't care.
Real Madrid. It's Real Madrid.
It's Real Madrid, yeah.
It's puta Real Madrid. Every time I come back to talking about Madrid, it's always... yeah, but it's Real Madrid, and I'm fed up because they beat us in finals. They've been taking our players for decades, really.
McManaman,
Owen, Alonso.
Michael Owen, of course.
You know what I mean? We've been giving them the best players that we've had for years. They beat us in finals. Come on, boys. let us have this one. Like, look who else you've got there. Valverde, Camavinga, Tchouaméni, come on. But Len, Dortmund are maybe saying that he gets a 2-year deal.
No, I don't think so.
Is that just to build up the price a little bit more? Yeah, I can see this all playing out in front of us. His our fella is a loose woman, says Jungle is fun. Loose woman as in just going around chatting to everyone basically on a sofa. He will just be another for Real Madrid. And this is the thing that we could say.
That's what you're getting at, isn't it?
That's what I'm getting at. You can be... Forget the main man. Yeah. You're ahead of the main man. Well, the main man's Klopp. If you're the manager, you're always the main man. But you know what I mean?
Of course, if he comes to Liverpool...
He becomes more important than Salah for me if he joins
He's
Liverpool.
massive if he joins. And the way he talks about his hero being Gerrard, and like I say, these things about...
teasing us, though.
Yeah, it is. But like, maybe there is something in that. There's no smoke without fire. But I do think it's key. Modern football is not the love story it used to be in that sense. There's no romance in it.
I'm still an old romantic.
Yeah, so am I. Like I say, I'd love to sign him, but I do think if we finish 5th or 6th, there's going to be a different conversation.
For sure. Oh, God, just come to Liverpool, please, man. FSG said, Henry, there will be sensible transfers. We read out that quote last week from the Echo interview that FSG did. That means paying 130 for Bellingham isn't sensible.
That is sensible.
But it is sensible.
Yeah.
It is. It's the only sensible thing to do, actually.
If he signs for Liverpool 130 million as the first good game, he's worth 150.
Exactly.
Straight away.
And then, bang, you've got your set. And then the shirt sales that you would get in the first month... God, the money
resale value on them and all that is endless in terms of a business proposal. Like.
And this is another point to make: people end careers at Madrid, not start them. They also took Jerzy Dudek in 06,
That's a shout.
In 2008 was it after the 07-08 season?
2006.
Yeah, 06-07 season. Big up to Jerzy, man. Do you know what I mean? Only ever really played well for us in finals, but
one of the worst Liverpool keepers in the history, mate.
Wow.
Yes.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
He had
the best nights in Istanbul. He made miracles. He had just the best game ever in that night. Of the rest is just average keeper.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Heavy.
I'm not going to say he shouldn't be eulogised about because he should.
He's not a Liverpool legend. He's not a Liverpool legend.
He is.
No.
He is.
Yeah, what he done in the Istanbul.
That makes you a Liverpool legend.
Okay, just for that reason, probably yes. But for the rest,
he was an average keeper. He was an average.
He made a few howlers, didn't he?
Compare him to Alisson week by week.
Who would you rather have in goal, Westerveld or Dudek?
Westerveld.
Really?
100%. He was
Kieo?
a very good.
And he did jab Franny Jeffers as well, didn't he?
He did. Franny got a red card. Yeah. Franny got sent off for that as well.
Yeah, got scrapped, didn't he? That's when derbies were derbies.
1999.
1999, yeah.
Let us know. It's a bit harsh on Jerzy Dudek, maybe. Sean saying, I went to Poland and Dudek was posted all over the energy drinks there. There is that story of him getting smashed as well, which led to Bellamy and Risa, the golf club incident.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah. Of course.
Saying Dudek was hammered. Bouncers was telling him to get out. He was having a go at the bouncers. Gerrard was like, come on, Jerzy, lads, fucking hell. But if we don't get Jude, there is a couple other options, as we know. Palhinha at Fulham, apparently valued at around 60 million. He has made 101 tackles this season alone. It's the most in the Premier League. The nearest we have, Thiago and Fabinho with 41 each, Henderson with 19, which equals 101 out of those three.
That's massive, that winning the ball back in midfield. That's how we used to punish teams, isn't it? We used to just win the ball back and just the transition was so fast with hair players. I'd like a signing like that. I didn't know them numbers, to be honest.
Do you know what? It's crazy, actually, because all of our three midfielders totaled equals what he's done alone. But Thiago wins the ball back as many times as Fabinho. I like that. And I can actually see that when I see Thiago play. He does. He is a fighter as well. Like, he's not just chest and ping it little no look. Like, he has got that. He can head a ball as well. He wins headers, Thiago. That's why, for me, 65, 70% fit Thiago plays, man. For me. Dudek was also a rally driver at one point. Was he?
Yeah, he's a sick cat, like. He's a sick cat. But he wasn't the best. He wasn't an amazing keeper. Like, I've never been frustrated.
Dudek gave Mario the best birthday present ever. That's for sure. Explain this one. What happened?
No, because the Istanbul day was my birthday.
Was it?
25th of May.
On the 24th, lad.
24th of May.
Yeah.
That's one, mate.
Come on, G.
So
Love
my
that.
16th birthday, so of course, Joel is right. This is Joel, my mate.
That is the best birthday present
Definitely.
you could ever get. With
My
the jelly
best birthday ever. My 16th birthday, best. I
legs.
remember.
16 as well.
I was in Italy. I remember that game, and that was something unbelievable. The biggest game in the history,
Yeah.
not just
No,
for
it was.
Liverpool supporters, ever. I think.
The only problem with Palhinha is this: 28, which again, you know, I would take, but at the same time, 28, you're not buying someone who's 23.
Yeah,
24.
I didn't know that either.
If you think that Bellingham is 10 years younger than him.
Oh my days,
10
that is
years,
scary.
9,
mate. That
come
is
on.
scary.
Exactly.
I'd take Palhinha over Mateus Nunes. Well, I would take Neves over Nunes, to be honest.
I
I
know.
love Ruben Neves.
Yeah.
Big fan
I think
of him.
that's a potential. I like the mount. We think I do like that. He splits people, doesn't he? Some people go, nah, I'm not
I
having
know
that.
he's yes. for
Yeah,
now.
I'm having him, and I think under Klopp as well. I think he'd be brilliant. Plus, I think we touched on this before. I've definitely touched on this. Speaking about the match before, this English quota thing.
Yeah.
We've got players. We've got a lot of players who are English coming towards the end of the career. Milners and Hendersons, and how long is
Ox.
Jones there? Chamberlain. There's 4 English midfielders. Phillips.
Not Phillips. Oh,
Irish
defender.
keeper Kelleher's rumoured to be leaving. There's 6 homegrown players gone.
Yeah.
So I think when we're looking in the market, like the idea of an English midfielder fits that.
For that reason, I can understand.
Yeah.
But not for me personally. But there you go. Big up to Sultan with a super chat. Thank you very much. Qatari Real. You must be in Qatar. Big up to you. In my opinion, we shouldn't sign him. He will cost us the whole budget whilst we need 3 CMs, 1 defender and a backup right wing and potentially a backup right back. I mean, I'd love to see Calvin Ramsey coming back to show us what he can do. I was a big fan of him when he did play a game for us.
I was about to say, yeah.
You know what I mean? But there you go. Palhinha is 27, 28. FSG looks for a 20 to 26 age bracket for resellable value. I would take Jude, Mount, Palhinha, Nunes, Indian Scouser. I mean, dream on, mate. We're not getting all of them. That would be
I'm happy with Jude and Mason Mount.
I think he means Palhinha or Nunes, one of them two.
Nunes,
but
yeah.
I
I
think
can't see us getting 3 of them.
we need midfielders, though.
Oh,
I mean,
for sure.
I think he's just excited me there. I'd absolutely love that summer.
Yeah, that would be a good summer. Speaking of rebuilding the team this year, we're looking at 12 defeats in all comps this season under Klopp. Just to give you some context, the most that we've ever had under Klopp is 12 from the 2021 season and the 2015-16 season. Boys, we only lost 4 games in all comps in 21-22 last year. That is just mind-blowing. And I think one was Napoli, one was...
Last season, you mean?
Yeah, in all comps.
Last season, just 4 defeats, yeah.
Unbelievable.
And now we are paying the bills from last season.
Yeah.
And we can see that with all injuries, all the defeats, we are paying the bill from last season.
The season before as well, was it 26 wins in 27 games?
It's the best start in any...
With one draw.
Yeah.
That is...
Best start in any league in the top 5 leagues ever.
No, the season before was the lockdown season. You mean 2 seasons before?
Yeah, 2 seasons.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
season we won it. And there is news as well that Gavi's contract renewal registration has been cancelled by a court in Barcelona. So is there an option to go and get Gavi as well in terms of that midfield?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he's gonna renew for Barcelona.
Yeah, they'll find a way, won't they?
Exactly.
They'll
He's
find a
gonna be
way.
like, Pedri and Gavi would be the next Iniesta, Xavi. It's so simple.
They won't let him go.
And
But there is an opportunity to go in there if this doesn't work out. Then I'd be in there for him. Mount is from Portsmouth, so he's not even a Londoner. I was just at their academy from age 6, saying mixed Mitchell. Ben Doak in the squad next year. Smash the likes.
Why not?
Yeah, Ben Doak's a talent
good,
for
doesn't he?
sure.
we like him.
Big time. Just before we finish, I wanted to get your thoughts on the alleged 2% ticket increase, price increase for next season. I think that works out to be around £1 or £2, which again, listen, people spend that on a bag of crisps in the pub, half a pint, whatever. But when you take into consideration any increase during the cost of living crisis, the fuel that it takes to get to a game, the ticket price anyway, you're lucky to even pay face value sometimes if you're maybe not from here or you don't get tickets often. What do you think of that? SOS have come out and condemned it, and they're saying that obviously they don't agree with it as well.
Yeah, I agree. Like, cost of living crisis. Things are getting tough for people and families. It's hard enough to pay to go and watch your team anyway at the minute with all the other costs involved. Exactly. And so I think it's poor from the club. They'll probably try and rationale it off as it's essential and all this sort of thing. But you hit the nail on the head. We're in a cost of living crisis. Things are getting harder. So to make it harder to go the game just doesn't make any sense to me.
No, definitely doesn't. It's not even the ticket increase that bothers me. It's the hospitality, but the increase does add up. Like, I mean, this probably gives FSG, 1 million extra a year? Is it worth it to do that?
No.
That's the answer, isn't it? It's definitely no.
Absolutely.
I mean,
if I was sat around that table, I'd be saying, well, we need an extra £1 million from somewhere. I'd be saying, you get it from somewhere else. You don't get it from that because it's just an absolute PR own goal, similar to the Fairlow situation and all that. And it's corporate wigs in and sat around the table, and all of a sudden it ends up on our toes, having to pick up the price, and it might be £1 or £2, but over the course of a season. And the fact is just, it's not morally right anyway, as I say. Things are tough at the minute. Don't make it harder to go and watch Liverpool, especially when we're playing crap.
Works out at, works out at £1 more for a home ticket could be much worse. £17 for a season ticket. I hear that, but it's more if you're going to put it up, if it was 5%, then you'd be like inflation. But 1% is almost like, well, you might as well not do it.
I think that's what they wanted to do. They've obviously wanted 5 or 7% or something like that, and they thought, no, that gives us a backlash. So we need to undercut what Man United have done. We need to undercut what anybody else has done, and we'll just do 2%, thinking that everybody's going to go, oh, we've increased it the least, and we're not. We're Scousers. We're going to turn around and say, what are you doing?
100%. And it's not like the wages are going up guaranteed every year as well. It's just not, as much as inflation is a thing, pay rises aren't necessarily contracted in, are they? Every year that you get that. So, I don't know. Jungle is massive saying, yep, absolutely, Kieo is spot on. FSG trying to finesse us before they leave. Trust me. Even if they do leave, to be honest. They may increase the prices of hospitality tickets. People who buy them, they can already afford to pay that money, but general admission tickets should stay at an affordable price, says Joelle. And no, I just mean the amount of hospitality in the Anfield Road stand. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a new stand ready very shortly. As we know, it's being built now, and they're going to get more revenue off of that. That's bricks and mortar, which you can invest in the club, which gives the resale value more attractive. So it's one of them. FSG out saying Sultan, they ain't leaving, saying Sean. And a super chat here from Morsheen. Who would LFC want to sign this summer? Well, if you just rewind about 5 minutes, you'll find out, because it is time to end the podcast there. Unfortunately, but give Bobby one more season. If we could, if they wanted to say we'll increase it by 1% in order to give Bobby a new contract, I'd pay that. I would pay that. Make it 2%.
That is a PR master stroke if they've done that. Right? I'm good to Bobby's going,
But bro, I'm so upset about that.
So
I can't believe it. But anyway, we've covered quite a lot today. The Jude Bellingham situation, the options, if Jude Bellingham isn't viable for us, even though he should be and he is. Thiago and Diaz, do they play? The pure amount of games that Liverpool have missed this season via injury is a joke. I read it out earlier. It's 162 games, which just seems almost impossible to believe. We also spoke about the fact that we've actually lost 12 games in all comps this season, and guys, I hate to admit it, but we're going to lose more than that from here until the end of the season, probably. So that will make it our most defeats ever in a season under Klopp, which isn't what you want to hear. But again, we've also spoken about yesterday's game. We will be at Jurgen's for that. We'll be there from around 7:30 tomorrow night. So if you want to join us, if you're watching this, get down to Jurgen's and we'll have a bloody good time down there, no matter what happens either. Any discount codes for Applied? Coming soon, my friend. Coming soon, my friend. Have a good day, guys. And we're going to win against Madrid. That's how we end the podcast, on a nice positive note. You'll never walk alone. Massive shout out to Mario, as always. Vamos, Mario. A massive shout out to our friend Kieo as well, my friend. Don't forget, new single out to pre-order today.
Yep, iTunes. Happy to Lose My Mind.
Happy to Lose My Mind. And then the 24th, so in 10 days, it is out.
That is the one.
And I will be listening to that on holiday. Trust me. Just a quick note for you. Next week, guys, I will be away on holiday. And so Mario is, of course, the international break. We wouldn't just leave you during Liverpool fixtures. No. We wait until England start playing and then we piss off. on holiday. But massive shout out to everyone who's watched today. Jake, who's all the way from Australia, I know that. Super Mario the man. Make sure, guys, as well, that you stay in touch with us via the Discord. I've got the link to the Discord in the chat, in the description to this video right now. So if you want to keep it rolling, 24/7 Liverpool chat in there, make sure you smash that Discord button down below. Of course, press like. Of course, give your thoughts and your comments via the comment button on this podcast. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Kop TV. We're this close to 30,000 subscribers. So please, just before the international break, push us over the line. Big up to you. And Sean just reminding us, never heard of fans having their own international break. Well, when you work in football, you need it, boys, don't you? You need it. So there you go. Massive shout out to you at home for watching Hot Kopics episode 66. We won't see you next week, but we'll see you the week after. Take care. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it.
Please, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Kop TV.
The voice of football's most famous stand.